Больше, чем океаны и море. Мне нравятся горы здесь. Может быть, из-за того, что я родился в горах. Я родился над 2300.
Четко, двигайся, посади.
Пошел!
Arman Tsarukyan has stepped up his preparation for Mauricio Ruffy, and the stakes have never been higher. With a UFC lightweight title shot potentially on the line, Tsarukyan is focused on one goal: defeating Ruffy and securing his place in the championship conversation. From the beginning of his training camp,
E o Terra? Se aquele momento lá, Eric, que ele começa a sentir muito forte. 8, 9, дали. 8.
То он так хорошо может работать руками. Просто там больше даже не как-то его ставить руки, а чисто мы работаем на тактику, стратегию для боя.
Arman has approached this matchup with intense focus, relentless preparation, and a clear understanding of what is at stake. Rather than becoming distracted by the media attention surrounding the fight, Tsarukyan has remained composed and focused entirely on the opponent standing across from him. Meanwhile, Mauricio Ruffy has been deep in a demanding training camp of his own.
He didn't look good, but last two his fights he looked way better, and like he got better after the DSB fight. So that's why I'm waiting for the best version of Ruffy, and I'm gonna be ready 100%.
The fighter, he needs to have that confidence. If he didn't have the confidence, why go up the stairs into that octagon? All of us go in there when we want something, we want to win, we have the confidence for that. I'll tell you what, I get into that octagon to knock people out. He said he's gonna get into the octagon to basically grab me. Fans, it's going to be a great fight.
The Brazilian knows this is the biggest opportunity of his career and enters the fight with tremendous confidence. Ruffy has made it clear that he wants to hunt for a knockout, while fully expecting Arman to make wrestling a major part of his strategy. Tsarukyan has also acknowledged the improvements Ruffy has made in his recent fights.
Luffy from One Piece, but he's got the ball and chain style, I call it, whereas his arms are like chains and then just cannonballs at the end of them. The way he whips it and his evasiveness, the way he looks away from shots. Mixed martial arts. This is artistry, and I'm a big fan of the art. So, yeah. But also Arman, a guy that I think should have probably fought Gaethje, but again, he's been having issues with the UFC.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's taking time off, but now he gets to fight and showcase why he's one of the best. And I always think of Arman as a wrestler, but you forget how good his striking is.
Yeah.
Because I think the last time he fought,
that he's going to go out there and ragdoll Mauricio Ruffy, but you never know. He might shoot and run onto a knee. He might get caught by a spinning wheel kick. Ruffy might just develop the best takedown defense known.
Especially since his loss to Benoit St. Denis. Arman is preparing for the best and most dangerous version of Ruffy. Their contrasting styles are what make this matchup so intriguing. Tsarukyan brings elite wrestling, pressure, and improving striking.
Get Arman Tsarukyan against at least another top 5 lightweight on the planet. You know? But they're making this matchup. It's dangerous. Mauricio Ruffy's been active. He's very confident. He's been shown a flaw in his game before against Benoit St. Denis. And you would think that Arman Tsarukyan is going to be able to exploit that same flaw by taking down Mauricio Ruffy and landing shots on top. And then I'm expecting an arm triangle submission for Arman Tsarukyan here. That's what I reckon's going to happen. Maybe he gets a TKO to make a statement, but I do think he's going to have a massive advantage in the grappling.
It should be, but we've seen Arman buzzed before.
Yeah.
Joaquim, what the hell was his name? Silva. Joaquim Silva had him cracked.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see, man. Though, look, I really enjoy watching Arman fight. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he just wrestles too much. He does this. The guy's, he's aggressive. He comes after it. He brings the action. I love watching him fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get back into
While Ruffy possesses explosive power, speed, movement, and unpredictable combination, Michael Bisping believes Tsarukyan could immediately test Ruffy with his wrestling and potentially dominate him early. However, he also warned that Ruffy is extremely dangerous if Arman gets careless. The Brazilian can change the entire fight.
He did get out-grappled against Benoit, and that is Arman. Arman's going to maybe come out there, try to take him down, but he's going to be running into some serious danger because Ruffy doesn't come out there and throw a bunch of combinations, let you get under his legs. He bounces around and throws big, hard shots that he knows he's going to land, or at least he thinks he's going to land. He's not going to go out there and waste punches. He's landing. He's trying to knock people out, and that's going to be an interesting fight. That's a hard matchup for Arman. If he doesn't get him down and control him right away, that's going to be an interesting fight. And I want to see Arman fight for a title. I feel like he's deserved to fight for a title, but I really like Ruffy. I really like Ruffy, and I think is an exciting.
He got absolutely mollywopped by BSD. He has a King Green fight. Yeah, I just think he's overrated, man. He's overrated. Again, it's MMA, so you could catch him with a flying knee or some wild shit, but Tsarukyan should absolutely...
With a perfectly timed knee, spinning attack, or powerful strike, Ruffy does not waste punches. He moves, creates openings, and throws with knockout intention. If Tsarukyan cannot secure control early, Bisping believes the fight could become extremely difficult.
Ruffy got run over by BSD, and it's like, if BSD is running you over, who's not a bad fighter, but I don't think he's Arman, probably is going to go bad. So there's a question of like, is this too much too soon for Ruffy relative to how bad he was against BSD? I understand that. On the other hand, like, they got to do something with Arman, and if the Charles fight wasn't available for one reason or another, they had to give him somebody. They've reportedly told him, according to Ariel Helwani, that if he wins this, he'll get a title shot, which I think is the right call. Ruffy's building up some momentum, and it's worthy of saying as much. I mean, he was on that White House card for a reason. I think people really like the way that he fights. So, like, if Arman wins...
we've seen Arman Tsarukyan wobbled before. He's been KO'd earlier in his career. When I landed that knee to his body in our grappling match, I did feel him go a little bit. So there is some, like, durability issues. I don't want to sort of go too deep into that. But if there's a way to beat Arman, it's to catch him and do some damage to him, or catch him in a finishable position like Charles Oliveira did with the submissions. But Ruffy ain't got the submissions of Oliveira, so his best bet is going to be to go out there and score a KO on Arman Tsarukyan in the first or second round of this fight.
Sean O'Malley also highlighted Ruffy's dangerous striking and unusual movement. He believes the Brazilian's power and creativity could cause problems, while also recognizing that Tsarukyan deserves an opportunity near the top of the division. Arman's striking is sometimes overlooked because of his wrestling background.
Looks the way he throws combinations, what he did to Michael Chandler. Arman's got to get on him. If I'm Arman, be cautious, and the spinning shit. I mean, sometimes you just never know what guys like that are going to throw at you, right? You don't know if he's going to do a spinning back kick, spinning elbow, upward elbow. You just never fucking know. But I'm happy the fact that Arman gets the opportunity to fight, because if he wins, when he wins his fight,
but his boxing and flashy kicking game have continued to evolve. Demetrius Johnson pointed out Ruffy's reach, mobility, and unpredictable combination. He warned Tsarukyan to be careful of spinning attacks and other unconventional strikes, but ultimately believes a victory should put Arman directly in line for a title opportunity. The key for Tsarukyan will likely be closing the distance quickly and preventing Ruffy from fighting comfortably at range. Luke Thomas identified one major question surrounding Ruffy: his takedown defense. Ruffy's previous performance against Benoit St. Denis exposed weaknesses in that area, and facing a wrestler of Tsarukyan's caliber will provide a much bigger test. If Arman can repeatedly take Ruffy down and control him, the fight could quickly shift in his favor. Some analysts even believe an arm triangle submission or ground and pound finish could be possible. Brendan Schaub has taken an even harsher view of Ruffy's chances, questioning whether the Brazilian has faced enough elite competition to be ready for Tsarukyan. While he acknowledges that MMA can always produce surprises, he expects Arman to use his grappling advantage and dominate the fight. Still, Ruffy's power means Tsarukyan cannot afford to become reckless. One of the biggest questions is Tsarukyan's durability. Arman has been hurt before, and opponents have shown that he can be vulnerable when caught cleanly. That gives Ruffy a clear path to victory: land a huge shot early and force a finish before Tsarukyan can establish his wrestling. But Arman's extensive wrestling preparation, competitive grappling experience, and physical conditioning give him a much more reliable route to victory. The stakes are enormous for Tsarukyan. A win over Ruffy at UFC 331 could finally position him for the lightweight title shot he has been chasing. Arman was originally scheduled to face Charles Oliveira in a 5-round matchup, but after that fight fell apart, Ruffy stepped in as the replacement opponent. Instead of waiting for another opportunity, Tsarukyan accepted the challenge because he wanted to stay active and continue moving toward the championship. Arman has openly respected Ruffy's striking ability, calling him one of the best strikers in the division. He knows the Brazilian is dangerous on the feet, especially because of his knockout power, but Tsarukyan believes his wrestling gives him the biggest advantage. Everyone knows he will eventually shoot for takedowns. The mystery is when. It could happen in the first round, or Arman could wait until the 3rd or 4th round before making his move. Interestingly, Tsarukyan also believes he can hurt Ruffy in the striking exchanges. His confidence comes from years of experience and a growing collection of knockouts. That means Arman does not necessarily need to rely exclusively on wrestling to win. If Ruffy survives the grappling exchanges, Tsarukyan may still have enough striking ability to create serious problems. Now everything comes down to UFC 331. Can Mauricio Ruffy keep the fight standing long enough to unleash his dangerous striking? Or will Arman Tsarukyan close the distance, impose his wrestling, and turn Ruffy's biggest opportunity into another step toward the championship? With a potential title shot waiting on the other side, this is far more than another fight. For Tsarukyan, it could be the final hurdle between him and the UFC lightweight title.